All right, today I'm going to try and make this video one short because this is the ugliest thing in internet marketing. Split testing. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody hates it. Everybody knows they're supposed to do it. So we'll try and get through it quickly because I want to give you a base net so when you do get going more in ads, you'll know how to split test correctly. So why, when, and where do we split test? We'll talk about that. Talk about why most people do it completely wrong and they end up wasting a bunch of money. So I want to make sure you split test the right way and we'll basically how to do it correctly. And then I'll talk about interest level split testing so you can scale. We'll touch more about it when we get into the affiliate module, and I'll show case studies on how to scale on an interest level. But we'll touch a little bit on it here. So why do we split test? All right. When do we split test and where do we split test? So that may be a little bit weird at first. Why do we split test? Obviously, we want to find out what converts the highest. I've seen some shirts, for example, that are extremely ugly with like a picture of a state on there. And I've made some myself that I wouldn't think would convert well, but they do. And I didn't know that until I split test. Okay. When do we do it? When we kind of have sales coming in and we want to make an offer better. We don't split test to fix the fact that there's no sales coming in, or that maybe your targeting is completely off, or that the t-shirt you're selling, or the product you're selling, the service you're selling isn't selling at all. Split testing isn't to fix something that's completely broken. Split testing is to enhance something, just like the Power Editor isn't there to set up all your ads from day one. It's to give you something with more options once you are going, all right? So where do we split test? The headline, ad, copy, and the photo would be just the ads. Now, that's what you want if you're actually split testing out ads. Is it the headline, the photo, the copy, and then interest level. Okay, because we know that your click-through rate is very dependent on how well do we have this targeted to an interest. Okay, so if we've got a good photo, we've got a good ad copy, we've got a good headline and all that stuff, maybe your interest is wrong. You don't know, but you switch one thing at a time. All right, we test out maybe the ad copy, we split test that, figure out what's working the best, and then we move on to the lander, and we test out headlines, the giveaway, the bullets, the offers, the headline, the item, the price, the close. We can split test a lot of different things, but mainly we split test one section at a time. We're working on the ad, all right, is this photo working? We'll work on just the photo for a day. See if another one, when we change it out, works better or not, and then we move it back. And then we change out just the ad copy, figure out which works better. If the old one was working better than the new one, we change it back, okay? So here's how most people do it. Is you set up 4 new ads, and we're trying to find our control before we split test. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and ad 4 gets the cheapest click, highest return on investment, and it's working the best for us. It's the obvious winner. So what most people do is they set up all these new ads, and ad 4 is the winning ad from step 1. And really that's wrong. What you want to do is you want to clone the campaign, whether it's on CPC or CPM bidding. We'll talk about that later as the course goes on. Basically, you want to clone the campaign and do it a little bit different. So there's ad 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ad 4 got the most ROI, the cheapest clicks. It was the best ad. So we clone that over. The campaign, same interest, same ad copy, same headlines, same landers, same actual sales page, whatever we're promoting. All that's the same. And we've got this new ad. Now what we're going to change is maybe we're going to change the interests, find out if maybe we can find a better interest to dial this in for a better ROI. Maybe we look at the lander and say, can we tweak that headline? Can we tweak the benefits and the bullet points? Maybe we're just going straight to a sales page. Okay, can we make that header bar go away? Can we make that headline pop out more? Can we make the offer a little bit better? Can we give them less options so they don't have as many decisions to make when they're buying? Can we make this checkout process a little bit quicker, faster? We find those things out. But when you're talking about just the ads, what you want to do is spend most of your ad budget on the stuff that you spent money testing to find out. Okay, you're not going to have a whole lot of ad budget out there when you're split testing if you spend all your time spending all your money testing and never any time spending money on the control that you spend all that money testing for. I hope that makes sense. But basically, once you find a control, spend all your money on that control. That's what you spent money finding. Then test with 25% of your budget instead of 75, finding a new ad. Clone those campaigns and then test with the new interest or test with the new photo, test with the new lander, switch things out and test them out that way, okay? So it works the same for landers, it works the same for ads, it works the same for offers, it works the same for everything. When you're split testing it out there, you do one at a time and you just look for little tiny increases throughout it, okay? So interest level split testing, this is what I touched on earlier. Why do we do it? How to set it up? Each ad. Now, why we do interest level split testing is we want to know what interests are working the best. We can increase our ad copy conversions, our click-through rates on our ads with better photos, our landers, our sales page, all that. But if we get the targeting wrong, none of that really matters. So we want to set it up. Each one of these needs to have their own interest. So if I was going for golf, I would have one type of brand of golf clubs as one interest, another type of brand of golf clubs as another interest, a different type of golfer is another interest, and I'd have them in separate ads. Now, when I'm first testing, I may not always do this. I should. If you really want to scale, each ad should only have one interest in it. That way you know, okay, that interest is getting a 10% click-through rate, while the other one was only getting a 3. Now, if I combined them together and made them in the same campaign, it would show a 7. But I wouldn't know that one of them was tanking and one was doing extremely well because I didn't set it up so I could see that. So then we want to make sure we track all the way to the sale. It's not about cheap clicks. It's not about a high click-through rate. It's about knowing which interest is bringing in what amount of revenue. So if you're doing like ClickBank, you want to track with a sub-ID, Nanicast with a sub-ID, Teespring has sub-IDs. A lot of places have sub-IDs. I don't want to talk about pixels. The conversion pixel in the Facebook marketing in the actual ad platform doesn't work correctly most of the time. It's not engaged. It's not actually designed currently to fire if someone's sharing it or they're liking it and they're getting viral shares. It's only there to fire if the people that you actually target as an audience come through to the checkout page. So track all the way to sale. Use a sub-ID. Okay, if you don't track to an interest level, you're not going to know which ones are actually making the sale. So you got to track all the way to the sale. So you know, is it just bringing in clicks or is it actually bringing in revenue? And you got to track to an interest level on each ad. So you know, okay, this interest is getting a good click-through rate. It's getting real sales. This other one over here is getting actual higher click-through rate, but it's getting no sales. So now I know which one I need to kill and which one I need to scale up. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's recap this. We split test because we want to get the highest ROI possible. We want to know, okay, maybe we got this working, but we didn't get it perfect. We don't got the perfect photo yet. We don't got the perfect ad copy yet. We need to niche our interest down so we know that, okay, this person over here that we're using as a celebrity interest is converting twice as high as this brand interest over here. Let's put more ad budget on the one that's got the celebrity because it's the one bringing in the money. All right? So most people do it wrong because they spend all their money testing. Instead, they should spend 75% of the money on what they know works and then spend 25% of the money or 20 or 10 or whatever split testing new stuff. How to do it correctly is to change one thing at a time and actually keep all of your money on your controls and clone your campaigns and then switch out one new interest or one new ad photo, switch out one thing at a time, measure what happens, and then you know where to go. Okay, so interest level split testing, we do it so that we know how to scale. It doesn't matter if we get the photo right and the actual lander right or the offer page right. If we've got the actual wrong audience we're talking to, none of that's going to work anyways. So we make sure and set up each interest, and hopefully we do it with a sub-ID so we can actually see which one's bringing in sales and not which one's bringing in clicks. Now, you don't have to set everything up perfect every time you test stuff, and I definitely don't want you to start setting things up perfectly on your first couple ads, but know that once you start making some money, you're going to have to spend time setting it up this way so you can track and find out what's making sales, what's not. So when you start to ramp up your budget and ad spend, you ramp it up in the right places and make a bunch of money. So I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully that made all sense, and like I said, I'll see you in the next one.